Okay, Dganit, can you tell us a little bit? You also had two jobs there, the head of BFE and the dean of undergraduate.
Yes, in fact, it's even more than that. I have three roles. As a researcher, I have a lab in GTIIT. As a faculty member, I'm heading the Biotechnology and Food Engineering Department. As a Technion member, I'm the Dean of Undergraduate Studies. And these, of course, are combined, like at the Technion. All of these roles are combined, and in GTIIT as well. So I joined GTIIT much later than you, at the beginning of 2019. My faculty, Biotechnology and Food Engineering, actually joined GTIIT early on. And since that was a very significant project of the Technion, and my faculty was engaged, then me as a faculty member and a Technion member was engaged as well. Then I decided to go to GT and see what it is. If we are taking part in this project, then to see in my own eyes what it means. My first visit was about 2 months, and it was incredible. So I decided to continue, and here we are.
Yeah, my experience is a little bit more extended as the department head, because I actually established the department and I recruited the first, not the first, everybody that is on campus there was recruited by me, all the faculty members of MSc. I was approached by the president of the Technion at that time, we are talking now about 2015, and was asked to join the effort of establishing the branch of the Technion in China, to establish actually the Department of Material Science and Engineering there. And then at the end of 2015, it was really the groundbreaking of GTIIT, of the campus. Down the road, I was asked also to establish the School of Graduate Studies at GTIIT and serve as the Dean of Graduate Studies. My approach was that I would like to see an international school. But stage number one was the emphasis on high quality faculty members from all over the world. We were able to provide them with the best equipment. Some of the faculty members at the Technion envy us at GTIIT that we have such good equipment.
First of all, the equipment in GT is open to Technion researchers, and especially now that China opens again, and it will be wonderful to see more involvement of faculty from the Technion coming, and they can come for short periods or longer and be involved in more aspects like teaching, short sabbaticals and so forth. So in addition to receiving a very good package when joining GTIIT as individual professors, they also benefit from the wide equipment that we have available in GTIIT in the different departments.
Some of the faculty members, or many of the faculty members that we are recruiting, they also want to be part of this building up, because they understand that they are entering still in an early stage. A university that they can shape, they can make the change, they can influence in which direction it will go. But there is even a factor much more important, and that is the approach that we are looking at GTIIT, similarly to the approach of the Technion and the United States, that every faculty member, even the junior one, is an independent researcher.
Absolutely. In 2 words, it's academic freedom. They can be independent researchers. They can promote and they can focus on what really they want to do as scientists. And this is very special to GTIIT.
This is not common in China, because in China there is an hierarchy. There is a senior professor that is the head of the group, or in Germany they call it the head of the institute, and then he has associate professor below him, assistant professor below him, postdoc below him, etc., etc. So this is the structure. Our approach is that from day one, even an assistant professor, the junior one, just joined us. He has to build his own lab, to recruit his own graduate students, to look for funding, raise funds in China, outside China, and he is responsible and he is success is measured by his ability to show independence. Now this is challenging, it's not easy, but this is very attractive. We offer them an option that is not common in China, of becoming independent.
Together with the international environment that they experience and with the strong infrastructure that GTIIT is continuously building, these are very strong motivators for new faculty to join us.
The relevance of a university, of a research university, it is relying on three legs. One is teaching, the other one is research, and the third one is outreach or technology transfer. Teaching, research, and technology transfer. Technology transfer has several facets. One facet is interaction with industry, which can be either by supported research by industry or joint collaboration, contract and research. The second approach of technology transfer is actually IP, namely intellectual property. We are encouraging very much our faculty members to, if they have a good idea, to write a patent. Recently, we established at GTIIT a center that is called GTIIT, which is actually built specifically for this technology transfer issue, helping people to write a patent and protect it. I have already a few examples in MSc of people who wrote patent with help of this department. Also, I mentioned before, this is the ability of students to do an advanced project, not necessarily in-house, but it can be done also in the adjacent industries, which is something that is very popular at the Technion. Many of students of the Technion, 1 day per week, are spending at IBM or at Intel downtown, and this is actually cross-fertilization, excellent cross-fertilization. It is important also from the point of view of being able to recruit new faculty members, because I think that new faculty members have a dream. They would like to do some research on something unique to them, based on their background, but something that is unique to them, and they would like, hopefully, to solve the problem of humanity. I will invent this, and so from now on, we will not need fossil for energy, or we will not in a new field, and no, we'll solve the problems of cancer or other diseases or something like that. Since GTIIT is actually copying the tradition, the culture of the Technion, which puts a lot of emphasis on independent research, on innovation, and on technology transfer, this is very attractive for new faculty members.
One of the changes that we started to recently see is more applications from international scientists who are interested in what we can offer in GTIIT. One important aspect to emphasize is that the professors that we want to accept to GTIIT, the researchers that we're looking at for, are very similar to what we look for at the Technion. This is a very similar profile. We want to have faculty with very strong background in their field, that were educated in top universities, that have international experience, that have very strong CV in terms of publications and research, that they are known in their respective fields. And we actually look for faculty members at all levels, very young ones who finished now their graduate studies, and more experienced faculty who want to make a change. The process of accepting new faculty is very similar to the process that we apply here at the Technion. It's, of course, the chalk talk and the discussions with faculty and personal impression, but it also requires recommendation letters from experts in the field that can attend on the high quality of the candidates. And these are very important because at the end, what the faculty that we want to have in GTIIT are curious, are leaders in their fields. We want them to develop to be leaders in their field. We expect them to be independent researchers, to lead their own research in collaboration with others in GTIIT, at the Technion, with colleagues in the world, but really to lead their own research and to enjoy from the infrastructure that GTIIT can provide and from the international environment that we are building and continue to advance.
Internationality is also something that is unique, I would say, in GTIIT. From the culture point of view, from the socialization, this is very important. We build our interaction with the faculty, I think, on a very personal level. This is one of the strengths of GTIIT, I think, that you're independent in your research, but you're not alone on campus. I would like to discuss another issue that is related to that, and that is in what field to recruit faculty members. This is related to the fact that we are actually a new university. We can shape our own department, and we can shape the entire institute. It is obvious that we are not covering all fields of a specific discipline. I take as an example in material science and engineering, we once did a mapping. How many faculty members at Technion are related to material science? More than 100 in different departments are related to it, which means that you cannot cover in a specific, and I'm sure it's true also in your department, you cannot cover in one department all scopes of research activities. Unlike an established university, the challenges but also the advantages are much bigger. In a very well-established university, usually they are looking to fill a gap, a vacancy. Namely, somebody retired and we have a slot, and let us see who is the best person in this field that we can recruit. At GTIIT, the issue is whom to recruit based on its, not only, of course, we never compromise on quality, but about the field. And there are two approaches. One approach says that let us avoid overlap. They say, okay, he will be on this field, another one, and they will not overlap. Another approach, orthogonal to this one, is let us create centers of excellence or centers of gravity, if you want to say, the German call it Schwerpunkt, a nucleus, a very strong nucleus of activity in one field, which means to strengthen a specific field by several faculty members. We at GTIIT, at least in MSc, we are working in both directions. So this is a challenge, but this is something that is very, very attractive to bring people in different aspects, but also to create centers of excellence so that they will not be alone. They can submit proposal to national level foundations based on a group and not an individual submission, which is as well important as submitting on an individual level. And we know that in Israel, as well in the United States, there are two channels of research funding. One is like ISF, Israel Science Foundation, or NSF in the United States, which is individual submission, and there are also those national centers of bringing big money with a lot of collaboration.
You mentioned several very important points. Actually, your program has led the Key Lab that was recently approved, and this is a very strong resource of GT. And with respect to recruitment, there is overlap, like at the Technion. We also have some overlap of faculty and faculty that are in one department and can belong to another. And in GT, we do have it as well. I see it as a strength. And I do see collaboration between faculty in different programs and joint researchers and joint proposals that are being submitted.
Just as a last comment, with all the issue of planning whom do you want to have, eventually, if we find somebody that is excellent, really excellent, or we used to say really good, forget about his field, we should grab him, because this is the one that will make a big advantage and elevate the level of the university, of the student, etc. Dganit, can you tell us a little bit what is your experience with faculty members that are coming and have to bring with them the family?
Actually, we take into account that they come with their families. As part of their package, they receive housing in campus. There is education to the young children. GTIIT has an international school. The language of teaching is indeed English.
It is very important to bring the family members to campus because it makes life easier for a faculty member, that he doesn't have to worry what is happening with his spouse and the children in another country. They are with him, and they can, and some of them like it very much because the children are going to an international school, learning English. Those who are coming from countries that are not fluent in English, it's a good opportunity. And many of the spouses also find jobs even in GTIIT.
Can you tell us about your experience with faculty members? How do they feel about being in China, in GTIIT, and their connection with the world?
Okay, thank you for this is a very good question. The issue of interaction and networking. First of all, the issue of inside the institute, breaking the wall between the department in terms of research. So we are establishing some research activities that are not MSc related. And this activity is encompassing people with other departments, other programs, as well as interacting with similar centers in China. The higher level is national centers of excellence in China. Professors from different universities are working together, sometime in one institute that is deliberately built for this purpose. And I have an example in an adjacent city in Shenzhen, as far as I remember. They are building now a center on quantum physics. And one of my faculty members became a member of that activity, which means that he is involved in it, and he will build also a lab there, and this is enhancing the interaction. So this is something that we really emphasize. We also, our faculty members are aware of the fact that they need to travel in China and do a lot of networking, not only for their research, but also as a part of the activity of recruiting graduate students. And they are going to Fudan and to the best universities in China in order to do it.
I can add that to the aspect of networking. Of course, this is part of our life as well, right? We go to meetings all over the world and we invite people to come to us. And in GTIIT, we actually emphasize that. And this is a way to strengthen the connections with colleagues in China as well as abroad. And this is something that we are going to extend even further. Another way to extend the networking is to invite people to stay in GTIIT on sabbatical, for example, or on short period, to extend collaboration, to submit grants together. All of these activities are highlighted.
An important stage in our development is to be a place that people would like to come for a sabbatical.
In the next winter semester, I'm going to be on sabbatical in GT. Yes, I look forward to it. Advancing my own research. My lab was established just a few months ago, and there's still a lot to do in advance, and so I'm very excited about this.
I have a few examples of people from the Technion came for sabbatical there, and they were really impressed. First of all, they were impressed by the facilities. They were impressed by the level of the students. I visited high schools in China before we established GTIIT in order to persuade high school students to come to GTIIT. And I was impressed. It's really not only the quantity, but they have a very good basic education, especially in mathematics and physics, and that's extremely important.
I was teaching students in my very first visit in GTIIT, And it was really amazing. As you mentioned, they come with very strong background in sciences. They are hardworking. They were involved and they were engaged and they were interested. At the end, we see that we educate very strong students.
This is the universal source of scientists. As a matter of fact, in my field, I don't know how it is in your field, but if I look now in literature, many papers, the excellent papers, and the leaders in the field are of Chinese origin. You see the names in the papers. This is an excellent source to have good students. I don't say that all of them are good, but you can choose, and hopefully, and we should improve as much as we can the quality of quoted student. I can share with you that one of them, the professors that retired from department at the Technion, and he told me that he found their student much better than his own department at the Technion, and he was able to write papers together with students during their advanced project. And these were papers that were published in high-level, high-impact factor journals.
One of the ways that we started to build in the last few months is to approach faculty professors from different places in the world who can come to GT for a short period of time and do research and also be involved in teaching of our students. And this is something that we're now developing, and I see much more of that coming in the near future. GTIIT is a community that people care for each other, people know each other. And I know from my experience with teachers, that teachers who were in GTIIT now approach us and they want to come back. And in general, the people who visited GTIIT, they have very good memories of that time. It's a challenging mission, but also with a lot of interesting experiences, learning about the local culture. I'm very happy to see that people who experience GTIIT want more of this experience. They want to come back and they want to be part of this, of the development of GTIIT. It is very fulfilling.